Hey, this is Carmen the Explorer. Thanks for tuning in. And just like I promised, I'm going to be doing a video going over all of you guys' questions and comments that I've received in the last few weeks. I want to first apologize that I haven't been uploading the way I promised because you guys moving, getting ready to come out of the matrix, and juggling family, business, children, editing videos. It's proven itself a lot more difficult than I have expected. So I have a little time tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and just go through these comments. I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to do as many as I possibly can, and answer your questions. This may have to be a two-part video, just depending on how long it runs and in depth the questions. I have not read the questions. I'm not gonna. I haven't read the questions, so I don't know how long it's gonna take me to answer. I'll try to be as forthcoming as possible, but thank you for your comments. Jamar W says it was great seeing me on Friday night. Looking to see more of you. Thank you, Jamar. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad you're enjoying the show with me and Taylor Made, and I hope to see you there again this Friday. Brian is looking forward to seeing more content on my channel and looking forward to seeing me live. Brian, thank you for tuning in and thank you for your comments, and say hi to me on live tonight. I'll be there tonight with Russell, so say hi. Okay, so Raymond Fabian says, hey Carmen, I was wondering if you were going to do more detail about the car sales business in the DR and your husband were starting. So me and my husband have definitely started the business. It's doing pretty well. I'm going to have a video following this video, actually, of a recent transaction that we've done for a gentleman in the Dominican Republic. Well, he's in America and he's going back to the Dominican Republic. So yes, following this video, please stay tuned. I'll be uploading a video about the business, how it's ran, and different content there. So yes, Raymond, there will be more information, and you can also find the contact information for myself and my husband underneath this video and underneath the following video. Gary Max says, always good to show on Fridays. You said that you would see more on your channel. Transition to DR. I would like to be following others, The Matrix, and Divided My Country. Okay, Gary, let me reread your comment. It's Gary Max says, always good show on Friday, and you said what I would like to see on your channel, the transition to the DR. I will be following you and others out of the Matrix and divided country I live in. Good luck to you and your family. Okay, so I'm going to be doing more the content about packing. So far, the only thing that we've been shipping is vehicles. So I don't know how many times you guys want to see a vehicle loaded onto a trailer and shipped off. I will try to get that later this week because we are sending a vehicle this week. But I just got my quote for my personal items and things that I want to take with me. So I will be uploading how that went. Additionally, I just want to say, like, I would give you guys like a house tour and everything, but everything's in boxes. It looks like anyone else that's moving, but I want to go into how we got, how we made up our mind about moving out of the Matrix. Ro Nelson says, you didn't answer any questions in the live with Russell. I hope you're going to do one tonight. So I assume you're talking about last week with Russell. I mean, when I'm a guest on Russell's show, honestly, I am just honored that he has me on, and I would like to be able to answer the questions. But if he has guests or if he has things that he wants to talk about, that as a guest in his show, I am obligated to talk about what he wants to talk about. So tune into this channel, and I will be answering your questions. So, Mr. Nielsen, if you have a question, you can ask one. You didn't ask a question, so. Capital City Music Man says, oh wow, your channel is going to be a blow. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but he has the emoji with his hand over his face. Thanks. Mr. Reggie Jackson in the week says, I would like to transport a motorcycle or moped to the DR. I need a price and the process you talk about. So, Mr. Reggie, hit me and on an Instagram in my DM, or on Facebook, you can messenger me there and we can talk about it. I haven't transferred over to have a dedicated phone line, even though I have like 4 phones. I haven't gotten a dedicated phone line just for that business, so I'm really hesitant to give out the contact information just because I don't want people for business calling me on my personal phone number. So as soon as there's a dedicated phone line for that, then I will be providing you guys with that phone number. However, if you do hit me in the DM or you do hit me on Facebook Messenger and we're, at the point of moving forward, of course, I'm going to give you my contact information. You can contact me and we'll go from there for pricing and everything. But right now, I'm not going to list my phone number just because it's not dedicated for that. Do I have an Instagram? I do. It's Carmen _WITA _K. So I will also leave that Instagram link or Instagram handle under this video, Oh, Ro Nelson, you did have a question. Your question was, do I have Instagram? Yes, sir, I do, Mr. Nielsen, and I will leave that under this video. You can follow me on Instagram on my personal page, and I'll also leave our business page. Paradise Life. PL approved. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tailor Made Dreams. Niece, you should. Tailor Made said, niece, you should not look this good at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, on that particular night, we filmed late, and by the time I had a couple of glasses of wine and talked to some girlfriends, I was still in makeup. So, thank you, Uncle Russell. GCLA says, there are a lot of us in the U.S. that are on the fence. We want to go to the DR but have anxiety. Were you and your husband on the fence at one time? And what helped you guys to eventually decide to make the move? I'm so sorry. I am blind, but I'm too vain to put on glasses, right? Comment. I think you had a lot more to say on Taylor Live, but you guys did not. Woo! I really can't see y'all. I think you had a lot more to say on Taylor Live, but you guys did more talking. Can you do a live show for the open-minded to ask questions and you have all the time that you want to answer? Okay, so the way that live works on YouTube, the way I understand it, is I have to have a certain amount of followers or subscribers on YouTube before it'll let me go live. I'd be so open to doing a live show where you guys can ask me questions about my life and personally, whether it be relationship, business, or whatever. So I'm definitely open to that. And as I grow the channel, when I get to that point, I will come back and do that. So to answer your other question about being on the fence, and I'm actually going to grab my glasses because I feel like an idiot because I actually am not illiterate, but I can't see. And these lashes are not helping. But to answer your original question was, were we ever on the fence? And I would say yes. Originally, when we talked about going to the DR, we only talked about it. We've been several times. My husband's been a lot more times than I have. We were just looking at it as a vacation, just a getaway, something to do in the summer, go a couple of times a year, stay for a week or so. And I think yes, to answer your question, definitely yes, we were on the fence. I think that when you customize your life where you're vacationing more and you're going to different countries and you're seeing more things, that you start to realize living in America, living in the Matrix, living in America under these laws, you start to see how much more people are appreciating and enjoying life on other soil. You start to see the value of your time. You start to see the value of your work-life balance, your family, not having food full of GMOs. I mean, just your diet. I mean, the more you travel, the more cultured you become. I think that's kind of what pushed us over the edge. Where if you're coming to visit a place and you're like, every time you come home, my husband always says this, and I think it's very true. I think people experience this. Like it's a sort of anxiety or heaviness that comes over you when you get off the plane when you're coming back to America. And I don't care where you're going. I mean, you could be going anywhere in the world. When you come back, that pressure, that anxiety, that hustle and bustle kind of hits you, and then you're like, wow. So I think for us, we positioned ourselves, which I would not recommend anyone going live in another country unless you have an income. Or if you're on a fixed income, then you need to live within your budget in that country and make sure that you're picking a country that can substantiate your budget. However, if you're going to go to the Dominican Republic or any other country like that where I would recommend first to secure an income. So the car business came much later. We were already dealers. We've been in the car business in the United States for over 10 years. And so we already have a somewhat passive income between cars, stocks, and also with real estate. So, and then we have some other businesses, some cosmetic businesses and stuff like that, which I'm not going to go into right now, but those are my businesses. So what I'm going to say about that is when you come back from going to a place where there's less stress, there's less hustle and bustle, the cost of living is more affordable. Guys, I have something in my eye. Okay, the cost of living is more affordable. The food is better for you, and when you come back and then you're like, wow, I can't wait to go again, or man, I wish this would last longer. I think for us, when we start to kind of balance out the time, money, work-life balance, the freedom to experience different things, and then being here, and then not having to be stuck in the States because of the lifestyle that we had already created for ourselves. I think that kind of is what pushed us over the edge. I will tell you, initially going to the North Coast, going to Sosua, I had a little reservations just because of, the tourism there, about the children. And then once I dove deeper into, the community, the expat community, and the schools, and the different opportunities that my children would have, I had less reservation because I think that children are going to be exposed to things regardless. And as parents, that's our job to kind of to protect them for that. So to answer your question, Mr. GCLA, I think that the bottom line is what really pushes us over the edge would be the balancing out. The benefits, the pros definitely outweigh the cons, and then being able to have that passive income. Why not live on an island or islands? I mean, my husband and I travel often, so even though the Dominican Republic will be our base, that's not going to stop us from traveling all over the world. Abdul77 says, hola, Carmen. And before I go any further, GCLA, if I didn't answer your question to your satisfaction, just comment again, and I'll have at it again. Abdul77 says, hola, Carmen. I have to admit you are an intriguing woman. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment, sir. I have a few questions. Oh, okay. How did you and your husband discover Sosua? So, we originally discovered Sosua because my husband has a friend who used to live in Dominican Republic. He lived there for 6 or 7 years and had been talking about it to my husband, and my husband went to visit Sosua. He lived in the North Coast with my husband. He lived in the North Coast for many years, and he went to go visit Sosua with him. Hey, babe. I'm just recording. Okay. How long have the two of you been coming to Sosua? About 3 years. What do you do to keep sex fresh, new, and fun for your enjoyment? I think that sex can get monotonous, no matter how adventurous you are. Even if you do the most kinky shit, if you do it all the time, it still becomes monotonous. So I think that one of the things for me personally that keeps sex fresh and enjoying to me is I find reasons to appreciate and love my husband and love on myself. And I think that renews the sex. Sometimes when you're just doing sex for the act of sex, that becomes monotonous. Even if, no matter whatever you're into, if you do it over and over and over and over again, it's going to become monotonous. So I think that you have to find a new interest in the person or a new excitement about the person. Maybe it's his cologne. Maybe it's his haircut. Maybe it's, the kiss on the back of the neck. Maybe it's, for me personally, I mean, it could be maybe we're in the car, maybe we're driving, maybe we pull over somewhere. I mean, I think that's kind of how you keep it fresh. I mean, it's sex. How many things can you actually do? Do I believe in the theory that women go through a whole phase, meaning lots of casual, no strings attached sex? Um, I believe that that can be considered a phase. I also believe that some women are just not virtuous in that way. I mean, because everything in life can be a phase. You can go through a hustle phase. You can go through a lazy phase. You can go through a depression phase. I mean, a phase is only determined by if you can come into something and come out of it. So women can go through a whole phase. You also can get caught in the whole phase where you don't come out of it. So I think that it depends on if the person is able to pull themselves out of it. Yeah, when's the last time you took time off, baby? Yeah, you can take it. You still achy? You need to get some rest. If so, would you say you had a phase, some of your life? I would say, depending on what you call a hoe. I mean, is a hoe somebody who gets paid or somebody who just has casual sex? Me personally, just to be clear, I don't think that you should have casual sex with a whole bunch of different men. I respect the woman who gets paid. So, and the reason I say that, and I mean it, is because unless that's just what you into, I don't think that women can really enjoy having multiple sex partners unless you're just a hoe. And so, I guess it's kind of contradicting, huh? I would say that when a woman is younger and finding herself, a lot of women go through a stage where they have multiple sex partners. I mean, I don't have hundreds and hundreds of sex partners. I can count them on one hand. But I do think that women go through a stage where they're finding themselves. Women go through a stage where they're a little more free. But I don't think that you should be in your 30s and 40s, still fucking around with multiple men. I think that, I mean, by then you should have grown out of it. Like, you should have found yourself. If you don't find yourself by your mid 20s, late 20s, then you just lost. If you had to choose would you rather have tipsy off wine sex or wild drunk off hard liquor sex? I'd rather have tipsy off wine sex because I don't, and I can get wild off of wine actually. But hard liquor, unless it's really done right, it's not my thing. I have to admit, you look really loose and relaxed off the bottles of wine the other day. Exactly. So me personally, I mean, wine can get me loose. I'm not a heavy drinker, so a couple of glasses of wine to do it for me. I don't need a lot of hard alcohol to cut loose. I'm already First of all, I don't really need anything to cut loose because I'm already really open with myself and how I like to experience stuff. But if I'm going to choose, I would choose wine because I don't take a lot. I have a low tolerance. He says I also look like I get busy off a bottle of tequila. I actually like vodka. I like Tito's. If you want to gift me something. I like Tito's. When is my birthday? I am an Aries. My birthday is April 20th. I am a true Aries. Loyal to a fault, feisty, fiery, and I have a superiority complex. So I got through about 5 of those questions. I think there is a few more on another video, and I have some under TaylorMade's video. So what we'll do is, let me see if I can get through some more questions, because I have like 10 minutes before I go live. Let's see. Do I have any comments on here? Okay, no. I'm gonna see if I can get through some more questions. Well, I got through these questions, and that's about 14 questions. I'll go over the other video and go over the questions on TaylorMade's comments after our live tonight. I got like 10 minutes to get ready, have a glass of wine. And so thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, or if I didn't do a good job answering these questions, or didn't go through a thorough enough answer for you. I'd be glad to answer them again, or to revisit the question. And thank you for your interest, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care. Be safe.